Hey friends, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with name brand wigs. This is a brand new style by Wille called Heaven in the color Salt Pepper Mix. The code for this is 56.44.39. It is a major salt and pepper with no rooting though. And I know a lot of you have been looking for that. So if you want to know more about this beautiful, curly, synthetic style that I think is perfect for wedding hair, event hair, someplace where you're going to be dressing up fancy, then stick around. I will tell you my thoughts on Heaven. I would like to thank name brand wigs for sending me Heaven so I could show all of you. They gave me the opportunity to choose a color to review, and as soon as I saw that this style came in a gray, I immediately knew that was the color I was going to choose, because I hear from many of you looking for gray styles, and there just isn't a huge selection of grays out there, especially unrooted grays to more naturally mimic someone's gray hair. Now, this one is very salt and pepper. A lot of people don't have quite this level of salt and pepper, but still, I think it's a lot closer than some of the styles out there today. So I was excited to choose this color. I will make sure that this wig is linked below, as well as a coupon code. It will save you 30% off a purchase, almost anything at name brand wigs. So if you find something that you love, you could probably save 30%. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. I want you to take a look at the cascade back here. Oh my goodness, you guys. They did such a great job with those curls. Big barrel curls that cascade beautifully down the back because of the strategic layers. So beautiful. Now, this piece has a bit of a fringe and it's straight down to about here. So one of the questions I get asked all the time is, can I cut bangs in that wig? Well, this practically comes with bangs, but they are just a little bit long. The specs say that the front is 7 inches. This is definitely not 7 inches because I'm 8 inches from here to here. But if you wanted to cut a bang in this one, I really think it would be really easy to do because you have a template already started. I have a video where I show how to cut bangs in a wig with a thinning razor. I will make sure that's linked below. It is the easiest way to trim up bangs on a wig, especially if you, like me, are not skilled with the scissors. I know it's really nerve-wracking to think about cutting into an expensive synthetic wig, and let's be honest, this one is on the expensive end, but using a thinning razor means you're not going to accidentally take a big snip out of it, and it makes it so easy. So I encourage you to watch that video, and maybe if you have a wig in your closet that you're not wearing because it doesn't have the bangs that you would like, maybe this will give you the courage to put bangs in it yourself. This piece has a lace front and a left mono part, left going over to the right. Let's take a look at that lace front. It's an extended lace front as well, so it goes all the way down to, let me feel it, down to here. That's really an extended lace front. Let's lift it again. I really think you can get a good sense of how realistic a lace front is when you lift it up and set it back down. Let's take a look inside this cap so I can show you, if you're new to wig wearing, what I mean by a mono part. So we have got extended lace front, and then that's the parting space. Again, it's on the left going to the right, and that creates kind of mimics the scalp, if you can see down to it, and helps the fibers to lay really naturally on either side of that. We've got a soft ear tabs with metal stays in them, extended nape, Velcro adjusters, and the rest of this is open wefted. Now, Wille is usually known for having really low density pieces. I would say this one is actually more moderate density. It does have a good amount of hair. I mean, you can see, you can't really see volume and poof on video. I usually tell people, if I mention that a wig is poofy, voluminous, big hair, don't judge your eyes go with my description, because the two-dimensional world of video, you can't really see all of the volume. This wig is full. It has a good amount of hair, a good amount of volume. It really doesn't have much Permatease. There's a little bit of Permatease back here. And the only reason I even know that's there is when I put my fingers into it, I can feel the crimpy fibers and I know what I'm feeling for, but there's no poofy, pillowy Permatease on this piece. Sometimes on super curly styles like this, you can find pillowy Permatease up here, sometimes pillowy Permatease over here. This one does not have that. So true to Ellen Wille style, this one is not a heavy Permatease wig. It just has a really good kind of a heavier density than typical to give this a fullness. Now let's talk about that a little bit, because while some of you I know are thinking, oh gosh, I need low density and no Permatease, I want you to think about something for a moment. I really believe this is perfect wedding hair, event hair, fancy party hair. Because of the curl, the fullness, this is absolutely dress up hair. So if you don't typically wear wigs like this, but you maybe have an event coming up, maybe your daughter's getting married in a month or two, or you have just some fancy gala to go to, think about whether or not you could take this piece and you could style it. Because of these gorgeous cascading curls, you could put it in a half up, half down. You could put it in a ponytail with like a fancy little ponytail holder. I love to take wigs like this and do a twist in the back. So I pull it, I twist it, I stick a cute little clip on there, and then I let the curls spill down. And because this has got these face framing layers and curls at the front, can you just see the possibility of this being like the hair that you have been stressing about? Thinking, what am I gonna do? Have this thing, and I don't know what am I gonna do with my hair? I love having at least one wig in my closet that is for events, parties, weddings, and that I know is just going to be gorgeous and that I can style to make work for me. This probably wouldn't be an everyday wig for me, but for date night and fancy events, this would see a lot of wear time in those situations. Now, this is made with heat-friendly fibers. Heat-friendly fibers in longer pieces are a bit challenging to care for. The friction on your clothing is going to start to fray these fibers. Heat-friendly fibers are so great for a lot of things. I love that they don't have the same shine as synthetic. Regular synthetic, these definitely are not shiny fibers. I tend to think heat-friendly fibers feel a little bit more natural, and obviously the fact that you can take heat to them gives you a lot more flexibility on how you can style them. But the trade-off is they are more fragile when it comes to friction. So my recommendation, because generally the wisdom is that heat-friendly fibers need heat, meaning you should take some sort of a heat implement to them regularly to smooth them out. The problem is with a curly wig like this, if you do that, you are actually going to alter the curl pattern and even potentially straighten it, which I'm sure that's not what you would want to do with a wig like this. What do you do about that? Well, two things. Number one, I recommend taking a clothing steamer to it periodically. I have a video showing how to do that. You sort of put it on a mannequin head, you pick it up, and you hit it with that steam just to sort of seal up those fibers. Secondly, I do recommend that if you love this style and you're going to wear it down sometimes, that you consider wearing it up sometimes as well, just like I showed you. Getting all of these fibers up off of your clothing is going to protect them from all of that friction, and it will extend the life of this piece. Another option is really just to save this for fancy hair time and events, and that way you will prolong the life. But I feel the need to tell you guys about that because I know a lot of you are new and you're not aware of heat-friendly fibers. And while I do love heat-friendly synthetic, on a piece like this, it is going to take some special consideration. Now let's talk about fit. Ellen Wille is known for running more petite average. I have noticed though in the past 18 months or so, their caps do seem to be running a little bit bigger than they used to. I heard a rumor that they may have expanded the cap size for the US market. I don't know if that's true. What I can tell you though is that this fits me wonderful. It has a lot of stretch. I do have it cinched in a little bit. Here's what's tricky. I had a 22-inch head circumference for my whole wig wearing journey. I recently lost a lot of weight in the last couple of years, and I've noticed my head has shrunk as well. Right now, my circumference is 21.5, and this is fitting me with a little bit of cinching even, and has a lot of stretch. So I really do think this is going to fit up to a 22 really comfortably, maybe even a little bit bigger than 22. It's really hard right now for me, and I do get some extra cap up here, which I don't tend to do to get on Ellen Villa. It's just really hard for me right now to comment about fit on wigs because this whole my head is smaller thing is brand new to me, and I still haven't gotten my bearings around it. So I do have very petite over the top of my head measurements, and so Ellen Villa has always fit me really comfortably. I would say if you're average large, I probably would stay away from this brand, knowing that it runs a little bit small. But if you are, 22-inch circumference or smaller, I think you're going to be just fine. It's always fit me great, even when I was a 22-inch circumference. So I just wanted to mention that I'm struggling right now with cap size, and I'm not going to be a great resource till I get my arms around this whole head shrinking thing. I didn't even realize you would lose size in your head if you lost weight, but apparently you do, and I have. So just wanted to mention that. All right, let's see. I talked about the features. I talked about the fibers and the density and the permatease and the bangs. I think it's time to talk about color. Salt, pepper mix. Again, the code on this, 56.44.39. Let's take a look at this a little bit up close here. Now, we have got a really heavy salt and pepper blend. Now, I actually would love to hear from you guys about this color. How realistic and natural is a gray that is this heavily salt and pepper? It's gorgeous. It doesn't have a root, which is wonderful because I know a lot of the grays out there are more fashion gray and they've got this rooting and these funky lowlights. This is very, very well blended all the way throughout. We have got, it's almost sort of a lavender hue to it. It doesn't have lavender in it, but it's, the gray is a very substantial gray. Sometimes on salt and pepper, the gray is actually white. This is really looking gray, not white to me. It's more gray. And then the pepper, it's more of almost a black, like a super dark brown. It's a very ashy brown. There's no warmth in the brown. It doesn't look like, sometimes grays and salt and peppers, the brown can be a little bit like you used to have light brown hair. This looks like dark pepper and then really silvery gray. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. I know how hard color is. It's very difficult. I will get outside with this as well. And so I'm trying my very best to describe this to you as I am seeing it, but color is a little bit subjective. So, grays and salt and peppers can take lots of different hues. This one is definitely kind of more of the ashy, purpley, violety salt and pepper, if that makes sense. It's not purple, I'm not meaning to say that, but it's definitely kind of on the color spectrum. That's the way that it leans. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. I'm sorry if I confused you on that, but it's the best that I can do in describing this color. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you, Name Brand Wigs. Please check them out. They're a wonderful resource for us wig wearers. I'll talk to you in my next video. All right, friends, here we are. Let's take a look at this color outside. I am really curious what you guys think of this color. All my gray haired sisters. No rooting. The way these curls spill down in the back. So beautiful. All right, let's get in up close. Okay, I hope that helped. Thanks for watching.